Star Wars is a big influence on me. I remember seeing like a picture in the newspaper, like the New York Post or something, about the movie. It was like, this looks pretty cool, or it's coming out. It just pinned my ears back just looking at that thing, and I was just mouth agape.
It's fascinating to experience that as a child, you know, to have your imagination so enriched by these stories. And then now as an adult to look back and rekindle my relationship to Star Wars, and in particular those Star Wars movies and the tone of this series.
I think Star Wars is such a part of people's lives, and it's something that they just see now on a regular basis, that when you say George Lucas and he created it, I don't think people give enough full value to what that means. And for my part, joining Lucasfilm, I always respected that. I never felt that Star Wars is something that was mine. I felt privileged to be a part of telling the story.
As I became a bit more of a student of filmmaking, I really began to appreciate the brilliance of Star Wars and what Lucas had created.
Having seen the screenplay, I immediately had the feeling, yes, there was something of substance there. So this is really good in storytelling, and it has a lot of openings for complete fantasy.
I remember getting a call from my agent saying that Jon Favreau wants to meet you regarding a Star Wars project. And so I go and I meet Jon at his office, and he invites me into this room that is basically corner to corner covered in story illustrations of this project that he's working on.
The show, to me, in the most basic storyline, is about a man who's been following a way of life and has that way of life sort of upended by the introduction of the baby, and it sort of changes his life. So I think it's really sort of about a man discovering something about himself that he had never known until he met the child.
There are such universal themes in the Star Wars stories, and ironically, I think people feel that it, you know, despite being fantasy, science fiction, it reflects the world we actually live in its inclusiveness and diversity and conflict and themes of good against evil. And so it's fascinating to experience that